here we are once again in a full table as it is. I'm Russ. It's Will. Oh, Lord in heaven.
Because the cream rises to the top. Daddy.
And
I gotta throw daddy in there.
I gotta throw
every
daddy.
fucking time.
The daddy's the fucking part.
And Joey over there in the far left.
Joey
Nice
Fingers.
shirt. Joey Fingers. Yeah, that's... Oh, Lord.
Repping the Hogan. You got to.
And, of course, good friend from the MMA world and sports world in general, got Joz.
I'm still the Nickel City Nightmare.
You are still the Nickel City Nightmare?
Just promise me you won't say nightmare, please.
Oh, no.
Russ, please don't do it.
I've been waiting for this. I know. Come on.
I've been waiting for you to deep throat that mic for me. Come on, get some.
And joining us on the far right over here, the Nickel City Nightmare, Mr. Joz.
Pleasure to be back, boys.
Did you clear your throat? You're good now?
It's clear as it's ever been. Let me just tell you.
How do you spell that? Nightmare.
You gotta...
Phonetically.
Hooked on phonics worked for me.
Oh my goodness, a lot going on over the past couple of months, especially for you, sir.
Don't tell me about it.
So, you are in flux with your MMA career?
Little in
or-
flux. Had a little health scare last month. Ended up in the hospital. Long story short, I had a saddled pulmonary embolism, which means a blood clot sat on the branch of my lungs that cool branch that separates your two lungs. I had a blood clot just kind of hang out on top of that and block both of my lungs.
Oh, Lord.
My God.
So they didn't tell me this until I was out of the woods, but I only had about 30% lung function when I went in. And after 8 hours of having 2 catheters popped in my neck and having basically a drug that busts up clots put right into that son of a bitch. And actually, if you want to know how much pain I was in, Taylor was there for like the end of it, and I was so miserable. Like I was stuck laying in one spot for 8 hours, just hanging out, like coughing up a lung because one of the catheters was pushing on something. I was so miserable. I looked at the nurse, this poor nurse, and was like, I'm going to cough up blood and not know if it's from my lungs or my throat because my throat's so damn raw right now. Like, can we do something? And she's like, no, sorry. And it was tough, but feeling better.
Good.
I'm hoping to have a little bit more answers by, mid-November of when I can kind of get back. Right now I'm only cleared for about 30 to 45 minutes of light cardio. It's got to be careful on the lifting side because I'm on some pretty heavy blood thinners, and that just means, you get cut or you rip something, tear something, it bleeds a lot, and it doesn't really clot well. So, I'm just hoping by November I can be kind of back to a normal life.
Cool. And you've also started a new venture.
I did. I'm going to do a little shameless self-plug here because I never do that.
Here in Buffalo, New York.
At the Transit Music Lounge.
Home of bacon and pizza logs.
Bacon-wrapped pizza logs.
Yeah, I was going to say.
See what we did there? We scissored them together.
It's all about the scissoring.
It's all about the scissors.
Me and actually one of the resident Friday night party tenders here, Taylor, started a podcast of our own called Hats Tats and Stats because, we both love sports, which is the stat side of it. We love wearing hats, and we're inked-ish, so.
Ink-ish.
Inked-ish.
It's being like known to catch up.
It's kind of like being down since day one-ish. Kind of, not really though.
Ooh. Dave.
Ooh, little Uso tag.
Do you
there.
get like a cool beat in the background?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would it be the Jaws Penitentiary then?
Actually,
Well, I mean, he is a CO.
All right. Valid point.
We could do the Jazz Penitentiary, but the funniest part about that right now is we've been previewing every NFL week, and we pick 5 games, and we have a bar tab bet on it, and right now I'm winning, but the funniest part about it is Taylor every week so far has done his lock of the week, and I mean it's a week plus a Thursday night game in. His lock of the week was the Lions beating the Jets last week, and if anybody follows football, the Jets.
Did he pick the Bills too?
We both picked the Bills, both weeks.
You guys can I know we live here, but they suck.
I almost picked the Raiders, but then I realized they suck too.
They were good for half a game.
Half a game. So Taylor's lock of the week went about as bad as it possibly could have. So he's hoping his lock of the week this week does a little bit better. I believe it's the Monday night game. I don't really, off the top of my head, remember who we picked, but so we have a couple like running jokes already, and so maybe next week I'll start the penitentiary pick of the week or something.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That should be the one you call. There's going to be a blowout. You think whoever's going to get buried is going to the penitentiary?
Well, the Buffalo Bills every week, right?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
By the way, what's the name of the podcast? Is Hats
Hats Tats and Stats. You find us on Facebook, Twitter. It's YouTube just like this one, so you can watch the two of us interact with each other and just be general assles.
all right.
That is like the perfect description.
I was going to say.
General asshole.
Sounds like we know that area.
Gingers and beards. And, oh my.
Gingers
yeah.
and beards and oh my.